Okay, we'll call this meeting of the Committee of the Whole to order. This will be an open meeting and notice has been given to the public at least 24 hours prior to the meeting by forwarding the complete agenda to the Oconto County Reporter and all other news medias who have requested the same, as well as by posting. Copies of the complete agenda were available for inspection at the office of the City Administrator. Roll call, please.
Mayor Cliff Martin.
Here.
Daryl Anderson.
Here.
Kim Bronikowski.
Here.
Ron Dahl.
Here.
Dee Donlevy.
Here.
Bob LeBrecq.
Here.
Casey Soul.
Here.
Lori Stenstrup.
Here.
Dan Zeller.
Here.
Attorney Calvert is excused.
Okay, moving on to number 3, approval of agenda as stated.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to approve agenda as stated, passed. Moving on to number 4, approval of cow minutes from 8/12/25. Anybody see anything that needs to be corrected or questions?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from 8/12/25 as stated.
I'll second it, Dan.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to approve the cow minutes from 8/12/25. Moving on to number 5, public input. Public input? No? Public input for the last time. Okay. With no public input, we will move on to correspondence. A, Jeff Karazik, 303 First Street.
He's obviously not here, but I'll just let you guys know what that's about. So Jeff and his wife called looking to purchase 303 First Street. In our ordinance, they can have a camper there for 3 months out of a 12-month period. He asked if he could have it there for 5 months out of the year, and I said only if it was there temporarily while he builds his permanent structure. And he's like, well, how long is that for? And I said, well, I can work with you on that, you know, depending on what your timeline is. Okay, but then he let me know he wants to build a 800 square foot, 2-story mobile home park model. And I said, that's unfortunately against our ordinances. It would have to be like a stick-built home, not a mobile home in that zoning. And he asked if he could speak to the council about it. So I put him on the agenda so he could speak to you. He can't be here tonight, but he asked to be on the council agenda. So he will probably be here next week.
Yes, Ron.
Hasn't he had 2 years already to do this?
He does not currently own the property.
Oh, but didn't they have something with him to, because he has an electrical pole there and he has a slab for his camper.
The current owner does, and she stays there 3 months out of the year, which is allowed by ordinance. A mobile home is not allowed by ordinance.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Yes, Bob?
Why do they have to live in the city of Oconto on First Street? We have a campground that's
They don't.
right there perfectly, I mean, and
They don't, they're just,
I guess this is a bad precedence right now, right? Because if you're gonna do it now for this guy, then the next guy's gonna come and say, well, can I have 6 months or 8 months? Because once you get one in there, then the next guy comes, well, you did this, you did this, you did this.
yeah. I wouldn't recommend having too much conversation on this right now because it is against the ordinance again. But anyone has the right to talk to you if they want to, so that's why it's on there. But, yeah. If he does come here, then you guys can make that decision then.
Any other discussion on it? Otherwise, we'll move on. We'll move on to number 7, discussion, action, recommendation on the following old unfinished business, there being none. Move on to number 8, discussion, action, recommendation on the following new business. Department reports, both Chief Dufek and Chief Bosted are excused. You have the reports in front of you. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. I did meet with both of them today.
Same with the utility report.
Yeah, and Matt is also excused. We do have Jeremy here with Public Works, Parks, and Rec report.
City Park, all the old metal playground equipment got a facelift. We basically grinded down the old paint, the 50-year-old paint that was on a lot of the equipment from over the years, and put a fresh new coat on everything out there. Last little bit's getting finished up tomorrow. Got some new infant swings that are going up there also tomorrow, along with a handicap swing that's been requested for a couple of years now. So that just arrived today, so we'll get that up in that park tomorrow. Otherwise, the rest of the parks look good. Merrill Ave and Bridge Street project, the reconstruction of those two roads will start next week, Monday. We'll start ripping out the portions of curb and gutter, getting that replaced. That'll be about a week and a half long project, and then they'll start milling the existing road and then repaving that. So all residents were informed by door hangers, and then we hope that they contact us and give us a cell phone, and then we can just anything that has to be updated during the project, we can update it with text messaging, and that's worked really well in previous projects. So hopefully I get numbers from everybody. Otherwise, for those that don't respond, then we'll just continue updates with door hangers. The recycling markets still remain stable, currently paying $30 a ton for our recyclings down at the Brown County MRF. I will get a letter or an article out as soon as I can, just kind of updating residents. We have written a lot of warning letters just in the last few months with just kind of illegal recycling, getting them to understand that, you know, the more recycling that they throw in their garbage bags, it's costing us as a city, as taxpayers. Again, current rates are $58 a ton for garbage, and obviously recycling is only $30. And you can see that trickle down to almost $5 a ton if the market changes. So again, I'll try to get an article out as soon as possible. Our 2003 chipper truck has been down for a couple months, trying to get that rebuilt without any luck. So that needs a new motor in it, unfortunately. And again, that's a 2003. Most of our equipment, as you know, is pretty old. So I'm waiting for an estimate back from Packer City National on the cost of that motor for that vehicle, and I'll update our Board of Public Works as soon as I get that quote and then send it on to council. Some of our code enforcement, if you haven't been by Call Lab yet, that was one of the big issues we've had the last couple months. Seen some big improvement with the front of that property just in the last week, but there's still some issues going on in the back. And I've got a re-inspection and some cleanup enforcement going there on Friday, so hopefully we can get that resident taken care of. Joe and I will be doing a re-inspection of the home on the end of Collins Ave that's we cited a few weeks ago, and we're hoping that we can see some progress on that houses also. Any other ones that we have out there are still in court, and just waiting for updates on that. But if you see anything out there that maybe we don't see, or getting complaints from somebody that's, maybe it's a backyard that we can't see from the street, just let us know and we'll obviously check it out. So that's all I have. If you have any questions, fire away.
Ron?
I've asked about it before, that garage on Baldwin Street, like 446, we have an update on that, you and Joe?
Is it the one that was at the top of it?
Yeah, it's all caved in,
Yes, we issued a raised repair order against that,
did you?
last month. We have not heard back from the residents yet.
Okay.
Any other questions for Jeremy? If not, we'll move on to building inspection report.
Packets in front of you for the month of August. For the city of O'Connell, we issued 31 permits, puts us at 216th the year. Permitting cost of almost $13,500 and project value of $4.1 million. Pretty average for August. You'll start seeing it kind of slow down out in September and the slower time coming out here. City of Peshtigo issued 9 permits, puts us at 53. so far year to date with almost $4,000 in permitting costs, with almost $1.2 million in project value. And then Village of Howell, they just coming in. There's 3 more today, to be honest with you. But, so we're at 7 now for the year, almost $2,000 in project costs, and then $516,000 in project value. A lot of stuff going on between all 3 municipalities. To be honest with you, talking with Brittany, I don't think the Village of Howell really knows how much is going on out there behind the scenes. I actually have to go out there next week, Tuesday, to meet with their town board, to explain to them that there's more that's going on than what you guys know about. And working with the county now stamps their land use permit that they have to contact the building inspector to put my name on it. So they have to get the permit before they can even move forward from the county. So that's where I think that all this is coming and generating from. But, I mean, it's good for us, I think. Yes, it's a trip out there, so I try to get more than one inspection when I go out there, you know what I mean? So, but it's, you know, working out. We'll get her done.
Yep, good. Jeremy?
I just want to add before I go to, we have been working with, I've been working with the Dave over at the county zoning on new mapping, so we can get a new zoning map here in the chambers and obviously up front by us, along with the physical address. I worked with Joe here the last week. We updated the addresses on those maps, and they've got those updated, but obviously there's some changes that have to be made to the zoning map that the county was not aware of. So Joe and I, hopefully we can, and Brittany can get through that map within the next week, get that over to the county. They'll make those changes, get it updated on the solo site, and then we'll get new maps printed out for the chamber. So hopefully you'll have those soon.
Good. Yes, Dee?
Question for Joe. Joe, now that you've had your land legs through this for a little bit with the addition of the 60 permits that you year to date between the 2 other municipalities, what's been your biggest challenge?
Just keeping up on paperwork, to be honest with you. I'm pretty organized. I mean, I don't really have a problem with scheduling anything, you know. It's just paperwork-wise, like, you know, getting all those permits and have to scan them in and put them in folders and file them and stuff like that. That's kind of where I'm lagging behind. That's why I stayed tonight, came back in tonight, just to try and get caught up on stuff like that, you know, so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to tourism report.
We had a meeting last week, I believe it was, and we finally now have some contracts put into place. We are contracted with TEDCOR, and we have a signed report with the chamber also as our entities. And we're moving along. Now that we've got that signed, we did a finance meeting last Wednesday, I think it was, the 27th of August we did. And so now we can finally start looking at where we're gonna be spending the money, where we need to fixate on and things like that. So we have a meeting, I believe it is tomorrow night is our next one. So we
Yep.
have one every 2 weeks now. We already did one for a couple of weeks now until we get moving, just because now we have the signed contract with TEDCOR.
Any questions for Lori?
Did you make any progress with TEDCOR on the asbestos for the hospital at all? They were doing some kind of study?
We haven't heard back yet.
Yeah, North Star started that last month. I sent an email to Jamie on Thursday or Friday last week and just asked if she can reach out to them for an update, because we're hoping to have that by the next meeting, which is
Next week.
October 17th. So we're trying to get that study. Hopefully it's almost done.
We do have a developer going through there tomorrow morning. Joe and I are going through with him at 9 o'clock. So. Okay. Technology report.
We've been kind of on hold for a bit, trying to wait for all the PD information for the server to get all the quotes and everything to come back and decide how we need to move forward with that. So hopefully on our meeting on Monday, we can make a decision and get moving forward. And then after that, well, Brittany, you had mentioned a few things as we were chatting this afternoon about, you know, possibly looking for Campbell Corner to reduce costs if you don't want to go to a new vendor. You know, what are the needs, you know, from a technology perspective, does City Hall need? Are there any things that you need our committee to help you out with and budgeting information? So we'll start up, have those conversations pretty soon. I did reach out to the Bond Foundation. They have their board meeting coming up on 9:30. They do have our request still in there that I had put in for a grant to try to get the microphones going and to place the equipment back there. So Brittany, she said it might be a day or two after that, and she'll just reach out to you and let you know whether or not they awarded us any money towards that or not. But I know they do have a big wish list again from a lot of people. Other than that, I really don't have a whole lot of other things.
Okay. Any questions for Dee? Okay, if not, we'll move on to library report.
I'm late because the library's open till 6. I don't think it's wise to rush if you're coming right where the cops are.
I told Amy I'm getting on the Batman outfit.
Yeah, no crap. Yeah, so we did have, welcome to an old building. We did have the bat specialist out of Green Bay in there last Friday. They fixed one little spot. So we're hoping that that was the spot that they're coming in. I am looking into a bigger project, like in 27 or 28. The building will be 125 years old. So it might be time to do some little sprucing up on the outside, because this is the 3rd year in a row that we've had holes basically in the outside are big enough that a bat can get in. We have a list of people that are okay with bats. None of them are on staff at the library though, so we do have to call somebody in. We have regularly paid people in candy bars. We have paid their cross-country team in candy bars in. So we're just dealing with that. It's not something new. We got a guy out of Green Bay that comes pretty promptly and can help us with that. Stats are on the top of there. We're kind of in our transition thing because we get off the summer time with people being able to come in anytime, and then now we're on school hours. So we have the 7th grade classes that come over once a month. And right now we have the bond room being used for a variety of meetings. We have 3 book clubs that are meeting at the library. We're getting ready for the book sale, and we are beyond overflowing with these books to sell. Like, we're already setting up in the bond room, like the space that we have designated to put the books in is overflowing. So we have plenty of books to sell. And that money all goes to the Friends, then comes back to the library and various things. Other things in your packet, September newsletter. We're also having an author come, his name is Chad Lewis. He writes a lot of books about paranormal things in Wisconsin, investigates them. We did a poll online that he's going to come and talk about the gangsters' history in Wisconsin. That'll be on October 6th up at the high school. So hoping to get some people that are not usually library patrons to come and listen to him. He has been in Oconto County multiple times. He's a really good speaker, speaks on a wide variety of topics, so that's coming up next month. Other good news is that we did get a grant from the Nicolay Library System for a book scanner. It's a $700 scanner, so it's not a it's not a regular scanner. It's meant for books, so that we're gonna finish. We have all the Okatos, so the high school yearbooks from 1950 to 2018, all scanned in. That was a project they did years ago with a grant and things like that. This book scanner, though, we can put it on the thing, and it takes out the seam in the middle, so it makes it 2 PDFs, so that it looks like it was scanned flat. The other thing that allows us to do is, before we could search the old newspapers, librarians would put together, we have binders and binders of stuff about local history and things that will allow us to scan that all in and have that digital copy. Having the Okato stand is helpful because, especially in the summer when people are penning or unions, we get people in for those, and instead of making them a photocopy, we have a scan copy with the old pictures. It's especially helpful to get them really as clean as we can get it. If you're wondering, the oldest Okato at the library is from 1910. So that's how far back we're going with some of those. everything else I think you guys can read and update unless you have questions.
Amy, did you find the one year that you were still missing? Did you get that?
No, but I know a couple of people have it that I can scan it, but I haven't had a physical copy of it yet, so yeah.
Any questions for Amy? Okay.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. Airport report, Frank is not here. If you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them. Okay, if not, we'll move on to administrator report.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to have better reporting to update you guys on all the things that are kind of falling behind. The PSC appeal, you remember quite a while ago now, we filed an appeal so we didn't have to back bill the residents 2 years. That is still in process. We're still waiting to hear back about that. The PSC rate case, that was due on July 15th for us to submit the information they requested. We haven't heard back since then, so we're still waiting to hear back. Both are out of our hands. We're just waiting for a direction. The harassment citation we had, they appealed it to Circuit Court, which was upheld, and now it's being appealed to the Court of Appeals. So that's still in progress. The zoning violations, we filed an appeal with the county, but the defendant asked for the appeal to be dismissed. So now the next step would be the motion to dismiss is going to be heard by Circuit Court on October 10th. So that's in process. The Old Golf Course development, that agreement is not signed yet. Al had some issues with it, with some of the verbiage. So we're working with him on how we can get on the same page with that. So that's in process still. The old hospital building, we did have quite a few potential developers. I would say probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, this will be the 5th one.
Tour it. So we're excited to hear what they have to say, if they're interested or they don't think it's possible. We're excited to start hearing more how they feel about it. So the next meeting will be October 17th. So hopefully we have some information and some updates by then. 2026 budgets, almost all of them were turned in today. So I'm starting to put them all together and kind of see where we're sitting. On Thursday, I'm having a department head meeting to talk to the department heads, kind of where we're sitting with what the levy limit is and how much we need to cut. So that's in progress. And that's about it right now. The fire department union contract is due this year. We're starting that this month. And that's all I got.
Dee?
How are the developers, are we advertising about the hospital, but all of a sudden we've got a spike in developers to come look at it? Or-
Teresa Bake has been
Yeah.
doing that.
Teresa Bake has been doing a fantastic job. Her and Dave Retzloff.
Yep, they're putting in a lot of energy into this, which is wonderful.
Okay. Move on to 8B, approval of cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping device retail license application from Sweet Fire Tobacco 64 Incorporated, located at 109 Congress Street, and appointment of agent of Dinero Sacco. Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
Oh,
On CTV 100 and the 101, there's different addresses, I believe. One must be his home address and one is his business address.
What's Gaylord and what's Williamsburg?
What picture are you looking at,
Mailing
Tim?
address,
oh, I see.
And then on the home address, I'm taking the first one as the business.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like the first one is the business's mailing address, and then the second one, that's his personal address. Yep.
Bob?
Why is it? I mean, if you're doing cigarette, you're doing tobacco, you're doing vaping, so therefore, I would have all three of my addresses together. Why have? one address in Gaylord and then 2 in Williamsburg, Michigan.
Because that's his personal address. That's where he lives. Because if you're part of the business, you have to fill out this individual questionnaire. So that's his personal information, his home address. The address on the first page is the business mailing address. So there's like different like little locations, and then there's a corporate office. So this is the corporate office.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yep, and just so you guys know, Cassie did go into this building. She made sure anything that was not legal, there were a couple things like THC, Delta 8, that kind of stuff. I don't know a ton about it, but Cassie did go in there and told them the stuff that's not legal in the city, and they did remove it. So she did talk to them, and everything is good to go.
She said she's going to do periodic visits,
Yeah.
just to make sure. Yes, Steve?
I don't know a whole lot about, you know, do we have ordinances around vaping for ages of kids and whatever, and how will that be monitored? It's a lot of kids are using it nowadays, and it's very dangerous.
Yeah, that's a state law, so that is above us. So any state laws, they did actually just pass another one where they have to be like FDA certified vapes. And Cassie did stop over there with the new law that just passed. She did stop over there and let them know, hey, did you guys hear about this? To make sure that she talked to them with what their protocol is on who they're selling to and making sure they're aware, and they were aware of the age limits for all the stuff that they sell. Different things have different age limits. So she did have a long conversation with them to make sure everyone was on the same page. And it seems like so far so good.
I don't know anything about these applications. Why do they need 3?
The first application is like the license application. And then they have to fill out the individual questionnaires, and they also have to appoint an agent. So there's just a lot of, the state gives us these, we don't create these. So there's just a lot that's required with these different licenses.
Any other questions, concerns, comments? Did I get a motion?
I'll make that motion to approve it.
Second.
Who's second?
Bob?
Bob.
Roll call, please.
Daryl Anderson.
Aye.
Kim Bronikowski. Ron Dahl.
Aye.
Dee Donlevy.
Aye.
Bob LeBrecq.
Aye.
Casey Sol.
Aye.
Lori Stenstrup.
Yes.
Dan Zeller.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to 8C, approval of temporary alcohol beverage license application from the Chickadee Players Incorporated for the Canterville Ghost and Blind Women's Bluff on October 17th and 19th, and 24th and 26th of 2025.
5. Sorry about that.
I'll make the motion to approve their temporary alcohol license, beverage license, sorry.
I'll second it.
Darrell second. Roll call, please.
Kim Bronikowski.
Aye.
Ron Dahl.
Aye.
Dee Donlevy.
Aye.
Bob LeBrecq.
Aye.
Casey Sol.
Aye.
Lori Stenstrup.
Yes.
Dan Zeller.
Yep.
Daryl Anderson.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to number 9, Mr. LeBrecq.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Great time, Bob.
Break time.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried to adjourn.